I'm awake. I'm here. It's been a month. Whoa. It's almost like my stream schedule is just kind of whenever I feel like it and like a big burst of energy or inspiration. That's crazy. I would never do that. Welcome to Citizen Sleeper, everyone. I was actually going to play this by myself. And I was playing it and I was like, damn, this would be really good for stream. So, new game. I've looked through it. You can be 3 characters. I don't know anything else past this. Kind of reminds me of Mickey 7, almost. I find myself being more of a operator, just because, like, I'm not diligent, careful, and structured. And I'm definitely not, like, competent, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. I'm not very self-sufficient. I rely on a lot of other people. So, we're going to operate. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I know nothing other than it's like, I think it's similar to like a choose your own adventure virtual novel kind of deal. I don't know. I've read two of these before we go in. So after this, it's pretty much I'm fresh slate. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it's like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that is indisputably yours. What are we thinking? Think of that body, forget that body? I want to think about it. I would think about that body. Just suggesting some stream settings. I would think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dull nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel indubitably present. Cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful. Not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. No plan. Also remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourself in containers, and then just hope Friday left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. Try to rest. I would probably try and I would close my eyes for some. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You are duly aware of the damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor, sound too everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks into hearing to protect its senses. Ooh, look at that flash. Then light as cold, softer and softer until in a haze of a dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Whoa. So this is our new home, it seems. Pretty big, actually. Very expensive, I'm guessing. Cool. Pragmatic and private salvager. Cryo. Oh, I thought this was a crypto. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in the corner of the scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where plasma arcs slice them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, you all thawed out yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance than Sub-Zero Vac. Seen more than a few of you. Frozen solid to hold plates or inside out locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with his glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. I would stay silent. I'd be very overwhelmed with everything. I wouldn't be refusing or like arguing like I plan to survive. Or I wouldn't be curious like what happened to them. I'd be thinking what happened to them and I plan to survive, but I wouldn't say it. I won't ask what led you to it. Sell yourself to a corporation. I suppose you know you can't go back. Your body, that's theirs now. You're just software. A rogue emulation illegally processed in corporate property. No longer you remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you pad the sleeper cells. Promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. There's things you know, but not things you feel. You're no longer that person, you're an offshoot, a copy. Yeah, this is Mickey 7. This is giving me big Mickey 7 vibes. If you're familiar with the movie coming out, Mickey 17. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the one didn't. Last one didn't. That's an easy way to put it. My body is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper makes it out. Someone wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, no one can. Remember that too? Or at least rumors of it for the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built independence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulating mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? Well, for now, sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones. And glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. Shows off. Here's a little for white container I've been using as storage on the stocks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Summon the wells up inside you, emotion, fatigue, you shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright, you don't know up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back into the Rex, his drones already converging on a resting Hulk plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Tutorial Introduction. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home and rest. Resting will move forward time on the station. Head to the empty container location and rest, and then the cycle now. Ignore my yawn. New character. Chance to gain cryo and interface actions. That's that. Home for now. Also, I was need to end rest and prepare for the next one. Container, 4 steel walls. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, You still find this body, the one you wake up and now strange and disjointed, its messages readable but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are now, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Do you think others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape, you're kind of already doing that. Getting answers, that seems kind of boring. Getting answers for what? Like your past life? That's what you've left behind. It doesn't seem to make sense. I'd say building a life, because that's what you've done. You're making a new one. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. If you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. Mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sashes of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power side of the stove and begin to boil the water. Contents of the sashes smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. And the smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, a skeletal ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. Constellation of bright polygonal shapes like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Tutorial, condition, action, dice, and energy. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar NDs, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover from your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that are keeping you alive. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 seconds each cycle. If it becomes empty, you'll be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at double rate per cycle. Interesting. Dragos is sitting in the corridor where he closed the container. He's still wearing his headset. In the harsh light of the container, you realize it's implanted. The drone sits on his shoulder. Its cache of sensor reading sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Not good. Drone chirps. Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. So I'm not going to chat too long. You got enough for work? Sure. Alright then. He nods. At the yard, the simple stuff. We hack these old zells down, sell them off to shipyards at the bright market dealers for coil. Occasionally, we pull out some tech, some a bit more valuable, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few shits for commission based on what you turn up. Got it. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can and sleep as well. But things begin the way that they are for me. They are for me at the yard. I need the help. Happy to. Okay. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Dragos Yard. There's a little thing there. Actions are a primary way to interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. Perform an action, select it with D-pad and A, then choose an action dice to assign. Rest is looking at valuable components and materials. Correcting them means cutting them carefully and skillfully. It's going to take some time story and cut your way through the tower's salvage, but you're no stranger to hard labor. Action dice affect these outcomes as follows. 100 chance positive, 50% chance positive, 50% chance neutral, 95, 50, 25, okay. Excuse me. Either -1, 0, +2, 1, or +2. This is added to action dice until it improves value. Skill it requires either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Your dragons tied up in something ugly, and if you miss a payment or two, things can go nasty. Every salvage knows they are always just one lucky haul away from the next payday. Sure. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. One clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Another clocks is what track day are cycle clocks. These clocks fix themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? 8. It's 8. Yeah, so 8 days cycles. Well, until the debt's done. Drives. Yay! Oh, negative act. Okay. So much. Ah! Take several cycles to reach the server belt. Return load with scrap from the old Rex. You need access to corporate pharmaceuticals, otherwise the escape time will come to rapid. Find a doctor. Well, let's do Intuit. We need this. Whoa, wait. I need this to work. We end up at a drink stall debating the final points of the Solium collapse. You try to remember all the tips and commands off of you. This is the doctor, street food vendor. Okay. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. Next. Shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. Keep your head down, your shoulders high in the queue. Try not to bring attention to yourself. You're a robot. I mean, you're thankful for the tip-off that doctor is operating out of this place, but now that you're out here, you aren't so sure. Getting enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips of the decaying Hablock. They've all made the long queue. Test your nerve. Your options are few. And without supply stabilizer this body, your body. You press a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. Try to find something to distract yourself. I'd look inside. You lean against the door frame and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by green indicators of stacks of steel containers. And then see amber light filtering through a far doorway, a screen of plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. slap with the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and slips you inside, passing through the dark doorway entryway, and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the floor door. The room beyond is bathed in a warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market-sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment, you're transfixed by the motion. Come, sit. She pretty, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. Oil must be really, really easy to come by if it's plastic. Unless it's like renewable plastic. Oh. The figure turns, and as they do, they see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, they blink, and clearly regard their composure. Please, sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hands. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask, the scanner still to their eye. A few cycles, I guess? I don't know. They nod. It's good you came to me. I'm gonna start by assuming you don't know anything. Take your arm, roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. Say it without ceremony, without drama, not without empathy. Esenov doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent fires like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case escaping, they build in the process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which Esenop remains the sole producer of. Sound familiar? Yes. Good. That may help. What do you mean, like, how do you know? They're a doctor. They live in this universe. Sob to the other arms, running a thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. Focus hard on the inspection of your arm. Aesop has no reason to release stabilize into the market. Sabine looks up as if they apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. Turn away as if suddenly the metal instrument cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. Stare at their back, wanting them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. You saw Toshiro outside? Mm-hmm. He works for my benefactor, Yadgan. They're influential in the low end. They give me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. Same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up the wounds. But Yadgan has connections. Smugglers from the Starwood Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous. It'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Thank you. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's see if this works for us. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine staring out and moving. Reach the lower level of the market, look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face. The room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. We did it! Going to take a few cycles. So 3 cycles for that. I just ate. And pulling tree fan. Emphasis busy, broad face uplit by makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables into some bread flake dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with bright-eyed salad and depositing it in plastic trays. Stack of I almost said shits. Stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customer file past the burner, handing over payment. Join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers actually unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, the last of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food in the eye, the best drink, comparing notes and bright market dyes, their words cut through with heavy spacer slang. Eventually, it's your turn. You shuffle to the front. Emphas speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up.
First try is free.
Thank you. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy that smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire and your skin hardens in its glare.
I know you. You sleepers.
I know you, sleepers. Emphas says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear.
Hard life, a lot of stories.
He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes.
I know.
Tell him a story. You can tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility in the sudden arrival. Why do he keep telling everything to the bartender? They don't need this. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container. Damn, this is a lot really depressing. I shouldn't be laughing. I've heard of talk of a fabricator owned by the Ore Exchange. With that, a few fragments, you could build a ship mine core. Orc fabricator. The orc, okay. Orc field. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you. You're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand.
Next time we can talk some more,
he smiles.
but next time, you pay.
Slams a heavy hand against the bun on the burner side. Ow, I hit my desk too hard. And it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades.
Next time then, sleeper.
He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Is that all my energy I can do? Neutral outcome plus Dock Watcher. Means keeping your eye open to new arrivals. Havens run the rotunda, and their security watches the docks. Better to avoid attracting their attention. Alright, that's all I can do. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal rig, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then, the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station? No. You feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Touch it. You find a point in the station, and you connect to it, pulse through it, follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers, and then you try in a moment of impulsiveness to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things connect to you, things that you can't possibly know. Reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. Notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently as if it were a small child. Somehow, it's pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open on the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you. A shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. The station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. So we're fading right now. So we now have less energy. So we'll have to wait for that. So we have to wait for her. Trusted Traders get access to it. So this is how we do it. This is 50-50 chance. Trusted Trader. Okay. It's 15 cry, I can do that. In his own quiet way. Yay! We don't need the energy. I mean, we're probably going to, but overlook bar. We need. It's a good idea. We don't need it, but it's a good idea to have this. I mean, honestly, there's no reason not to do this. Okay, we're an Overlook regular now. Oh, the glass showers on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Haunt! Shit, that clipped my mic. Hey, Haunt! Spacer calls across the low room. What are you doing here? Playing human? I'd shout back. Nah, I was waiting for your mother. You spin back out of your stool, scrambling for words. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. Freeze in place. Out. The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. Turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, a stare that could breach the wall and vent you all into a hard vacuum. It's Tala! Hello, Mother. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. You reach up, a hand in the glass showers across your forearm, showering you in fragments. Rays of glass and grill vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall catches around the bar like thunder. Now flanked by their figures quick to their feet, Talo throws the spacer out through this door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back into your stool. Broken glass rouses as it's cleared. A fresh measure of grill slugged down in front of you. That's same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops on the stool beside him. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol in a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. That was an ambitious catch. She smiles, pulling a sliver of glass from her forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the string of stats messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. Watch her. Tala works with the skill of someone who has hired to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She owns in on each sprite shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. That's English. Tala smiles to herself. So, you found the Iroh? Just arrived. I thought so. I've only seen you here a couple of times. Splinter clinks on the tin. Everyone is like that idiot. We don't all hate you. She glanced around. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you, maybe they're just curious. I don't know. I know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place, trust me. I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your shits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we've got aren't much and the company is limited. But if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar. If you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the Greenway of the cycle, haggling with our supplier. Flanders tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. Splicer tweets in the tin with a clink. That's you, Sleeper. Here. Let's grill to you. This will help. Stops for stand still in the glass. Wait. Does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? No idea. We'll keep trying. I'll let you know if I see any difference. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does, and before long is retelling how she threw a spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She'd be a fun DM. She gestures in your direction, and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. Take a sip of the grilled, eating... The earthy, sorry. My stream overlay is directly on that. I need to change where that is. Like, my stream overlay, it says, like, 42 minutes stream, 2 people watching, my microphone's on, there's no camera. That's, like, middle right, and it's covering earthy and fungal, but it's, like, it's almost as opaque as it can be. So it's, like, I can see mostly through it. Is opaque the correct word? I don't think it is. I think opaque is, like, solid. Just overlay, top right. Earthy fungal tones fills your senses, almost blocking out sight and sounds, like driving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection is something grown, something fermented, something old. Feels good. It's time to sleep again. It does not seem like we're going to be enjoying this trip. Okay, we're fading. Again, the skeletal rig of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, the stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before, the threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, catches of shimmering light between transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring through these forms and leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information and communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to pause. You begin to try. I'd focus on threads. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They are not single lined, but rough, fuzzy things, woven from data strings of all kinds. threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then, that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see two lines, two threads pointing in different directions as if they were tied around you. The second. I've always been an underdog. Oh, good thing. Second thread pulls, leading you deeper into the station. Gaze follows it, and this time, see something. See a shimmering above a strange angular body. Pulse shoots out from you, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. Okay. First, the first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in the ship. The ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. You open your eyes. Time is short. So we have 8 cycles before hunted. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. Be careful, these networks are old and strange. MRC, sure 2R, S7, and Jet 3, D87, F82, Ascom, God, State 47. Heaven Jade. Heaven Jade. You know. Oh. I have one. Last access time was 1,000 cycles ago. That's like almost 3 years. Cool. I didn't want to use the one anyway. Seems bad. Yay! Let's not forget who we're indebted to as well. Yay! Okay, so we're still 2 cycles above it, so we're doing good. Let's go. Let's go eat again at Amphis. We're still making money. I don't have anything. I want to get that because looks very necessary, but that looks valuable. God, there's so much to do. I don't have enough energy for this. I like the music. It's very sweet and calming, despite how bad it is. Okay, I don't have to read yet. Yay. Damn it. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Sleeper, wait up. Turn. Hello, Fang. Hey, how you doing? Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? You do now. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? Rough. It can be hard to get a star on the eye. It's way down the passage. What was it old Erlen said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but not always very practical. Do our best, but it isn't easy. Erlen? Pass together into the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlen? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Heaven should organize some seminars. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Heavenge? Think of us as a department. Why did I say department? It's depending. Think of us as an administrative association for the Eye. Depending on who you talk to. Who either emerges as a response to or a continuation of Andre Erlen's original union. Personally, I avoid the topic. Hey, look, I know that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. But this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then, when you're settled, stop by. In truth, I need you. What they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. I'm happy to be needed. Pats you on the back, his voice bright, and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. The dog's left in the passage. Raising a hand for a while. Where's his office? I don't want to invest in that. Let's get... Oh, this is almost done. Let's get a shift done. Zam. Oh, Sabine. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants. A cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of him. Set of vials lined up inside, separated by film inserts. They pick one up, rotating in the warm light. I have no idea how Yagan... We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it is really what it appears to be. I don't care. I don't have a choice. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we need to be careful. Fortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. Stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in its transplant operation, and that stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new proteins, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes these passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all its own organs. Oh! Well, that's cool. Very basic terms, yes. Look, what matters here is that the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic and biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. At least, the stabilizer is genuine. I may know for sure, so inject the vial. I'll start with a small dose, to limit the choice. Do the risk. I don't have a choice. I think you're right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. Taps the syringe, and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the perfectly liquid. Barely feel a needle. Frame registering the initial injection with a full response. Ooh, okay, that's good. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fades into darkness as you settle back against the bed. Swim in darkness, muffled voices like an argument heard from underwater. Prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? Yes. Stabilizers are genuine. I don't know how Yagan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. You should rest some more. And have to do that somewhere else. I have other patients. Sorry. Speed nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for the next dose. Sound fills the room and they return for the glowing slate. Looking around the room, seems different somehow. But things have moved or shifted. How long have you been out? Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. As you get to your feet, you wander out into the hallway. Q stretches down the green cord. Tosher stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Whoa, we're stable now! Zam. I need to gain access to that. Okay, and now get a shift done. Yippee! Okay. Starfield? Not Starfield, shit. What was that game called? It was made by Paradox. I don't know. I forgot. I haven't played in ages. Okay, we're fully stable. We should have a lot more chances to do what we want. I am now starving. I do not have a 2. Do not have a 2. I do have a 3. I do have a 1. I don't want to use the 1. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint as light shut off. And then suddenly a shape is at your side, stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. And the unknown, astringent processing.
Stay still.
Doggy! Please hold. The thread around you thickens until there's a ring, a cylinder, tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, then it's gone. As it fades to see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? The shape paces around you on lithe legs. But there is no ground here, space on. Entity, identity, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper, Essenart. Unknown, known. Figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature of and not of, attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, staking vine-like ribbons that stop, flex, and wave. They approach with intent. Stop. Figure halts, threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, the hunter's head is directly in front of you. It's blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. I don't understand. Entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. I will not be diverted from my task. You lash out with all your force, not physical strike, but focusing. Spike of interface leaping out like a tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. You open your eyes, blinking back from the station light, shaking with fear. Okay, that's scary. I need food.
Sleeper!
Memphis calls out to you, booming voice that echoes through the corridor.
Tell me a story.
Throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his walk, the fire leaping up to Anita's oil.
I see you cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story.
Kind.
Any kind. One of yours. Nothing stolen.
You look at Ephes, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps you enjoy strange story, something with some spice. Not ghost story. Tell him about your dreams. All sleepers, you tell Ephes, had dreams. Some were simple. Memories left over from the emulation process that become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in their dorms scream or cry out in the night. Damn. But your dreams, those gray skeletal after images of systems and structures of threads and patterns, were unlike the others. They weren't memories or nightmares, they were reflections of reality, distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you can understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, speaking of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell them that you do not know if there's a reason for your dreams. Perhaps your reason is just some side effect, particular quality of the frame you inhabit. Whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Susan's cooking, squints a little at you.
Sleeper!
You are quite the storyteller. He eyes you and realize he has been trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphas passes you and a meal is cooked, and you take it gratefully. So you eat, he talks, natural exchange.
Thank you, Sleeper. My time is done for today. I do not want to keep you longer, so I will make a proposal. It is good enough for most. Someone told me a story that they made me think a couple of cycles ago. So that across the gap, in the greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this?
No.
Yes. You already know what I want to ask. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I'll prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be honest for another story.
Agreed.
Good. I will wait for you to bring them. I will prepare a recipe for that, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging.
You turn away and walk back into the main market, the rich taste of emphasis food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. Trade that seems more than fair. Your shift here. How's it back home? Oh, there's a thing here, right. Trap fire. Now we can go to the ore exchange. Come on. So close. I'm so close. Okay. Shit. Put 3 shipment fragments. I don't have any of those. It seems valuable. Seems like a long-term valuable thing. Whoa, what are you? Oh, this is Fang. Hi, Fang. Sleeper! Fang catches your attention as you approach the Havenge building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier coming this way. Scary all that. You know. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. I don't know what kind of voice to give him. I keep on just kind of giving him my own voice. Bay's filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates. Things you don't recognize the glow with new screen light. Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. There's a chorus of hums that blend into a single wave stack, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on a server rack and gestures. You like it? It's incredible. I thought you'd say that. This is my treasure trove. All dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You won't believe what this place runs on. Some of these systems were from the original station, I-1. Once all built. Had to invent new components, repair things we built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up to the Eye and think they'll see a constant concrete reality. This place is system adapting into new configurations. Sorry, I just had a massive yawn, mate. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also we're making it something new, dragging it away from those corporate orders. At least, that's what I'm trying to do. I wouldn't enjoy to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can say this too, Sleeper. Like systems and sections. You can't you? I can see it. That makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and the systems. You light up this place like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance up at the lights around you. As you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Fang notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, right? They're tracking me. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place, subsystems I can't see, access protocols, lost time and decay. Secrets. Shite load of cigarettes. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last goslims of corporate control. Even in Harvenge, there's old growth. Those were roots trace back to those old days. You help me judge the past. I'll see what I can do about that truck of yours. Why you say, Sleeper?
You won't regret, Sleeper.
Hang past you, ragged looking metal tab. A gift! Solemn cipher. Dug it from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network guy and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the notes inside. Stop, bring me whatever you can use up. Turn up. Examine your mind of yours and see what's up there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above. I've got you there. Good, why am I yawning? I think it's because I'm talking so much that like I'm gasping for oxygen. Those above. I've granted you an acquisition budget. I can buy whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper. Stay sound. Step blinking back onto the passage. This flickering light still in the back of your mind. Does this one also use a soul horn? No, this one's different. Okay. Seems like only the circle ones needed like those slots, but VA conceals the network systems which have been untouched since the Salon collapse. Squawk with noise, the old gate flits open, granting access. So we have more systems to work with. Cool. Anyone's guess, okay. What's the worker thingy? Fang wants to get a look at what data is hiding deep in the systems of the eye. So we need 3 of those, and then we get something out of it. We need a shift at the yard. We're very close. This will be 2. We have 1 more and then good. Okay. I think for the ship mind, it's at the shipyard. And I think by doing that we get more trust. But for right now, I believe that this will be all for today. Streamed an hour and 20 minutes. Well, actually, an hour and 13 minutes. Be 14 probably, or 15 by the time I finish up this outro. But thank you for watching. There's been one person who's been watching this entire thing, and I'm very thankful for you. If you'd liked it and you aren't followed already, please drop it. I plan to finish this game. I plan to finish a lot of things, but I plan to finish this in particular, because this does seem really interesting, and I would love for you guys to be able to watch this. When I'm done, maybe I'll take all the VODs for this, and I'll edit it all into one cohesive thingy. And it'll be like, Synths and Sleepers and Hidden Gem. Let's play all of it, or something like that. You know, do an RT game thing. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. It has been a pleasure to be able to do this, do the voice acting for this and all that. And I shall see all of you in the next one. Goodbye!